All right. Well, let's also, listen in to some experts we caught up with earlier in the day, Peter McGuire as well as Geoff Dunnis, on what their expectations were from the US Central Bank.
I think most analysts are saying there's a 20% chance of it happening at this meeting. So I'm probably saying it's going to be July or August. That seems to be the natural thread there. And, another one later in the year, and you may get another one after that. So there are so many factors at play, and I think one of the largest things that hasn't been put to bed, as everyone knows, is the China-US trade talks. So what happens there? Is there a deal done at the G20 in Osaka later in the month? This month is the next 2 weeks are really very interesting for global markets, as you mentioned, as far as Fed, Bank of England, BOJ, a number of the other banks coming on, as far as their announcements. Then you've got OPEC next week in Vienna, and then you've got, the latter part of the week as well, Osaka and the G20. So really, there are so many contributing factors and actors going into the market. You may see, a further decline as far as some of those currencies and some of those, interest rate forecasts. So that really is the general consensus at the moment, and it's very much a wait-and-see process.
I think the markets will be very disappointed if the Fed doesn't give a clear signal, as has just been said, that they will cut rates perhaps in July. I'm actually not convinced it's yet the right time for the Fed to cut rates, but the way it's all been built up, including by Fed commentary as well as what the markets are doing, I think you'll get a lot of disappointment if the Fed doesn't take that word patient out, for example, and does not give a clear signal they'll move in July. So I would expect to see some selling if the Fed doesn't deliver that later this week at their meeting.